What is up, beautiful people? Hope you guys are amazingly well. I was getting a hit to get this video out into the world. So here we are. I'm creating this video for you. And I want to talk today about money. And I want to talk today about the energy of money. And I want to talk today about you limiting yourself in money and whatever that means in the landscape that you're in. Now, for some of you that don't know me very well, I have been an entrepreneur now for, it'll be 16 years this year, which is even crazy to think that that's a thing. But back in 2009, I'm like, oh, yeah, I was 28 years old when I started the business. That's crazy to even think that, wow. And most of you won't believe me if I tell you I'm turning 44 this year, but I am. This is what alignment looks like in the space of it all. But I started business back 16, it'll be 16 years ago this May. And when I really feel into this and when I really look at this, I was struggling a lot. I have been making 5+ figure months since 2015. And if you think about that, that's 10 years I have been making $10,000 plus a month in my business. And there were years that I was like, I'm all in, I'm going to do this. It's going to be my $1 million year. But I didn't realize and recognize about how imperative the energy that I hold in expansion was on creating and aligning with more money. And back 10 years ago, even when I started making 5-figure months, I hustled for that. I worked for that. I aligned in that. That was like work, work, work in the energy. Fast forward 5 years, 2020, when everything kind of shut down, my model of business changed and shifted. And I came up against a block or a barrier in the field to be like, I don't have anything people can buy online. I don't have programs online. I'm not teaching things in evergreen products and that kind of stuff. I was tactile, very hands-on in my business. And in those moments of time in 2020, I started to realize that if I wasn't playing the game and if I wasn't participating in my business, nothing was happening, right? Nothing was happening. Revenue wasn't coming in. Things weren't developing or expanding. I was the cog in the wheel. So I started to have this conversation with myself about what would it look like if I were to expand the business into a way of reoccurring income, into a way of stacking the deck, into a way of creating money every month with the things that I've done in the past. And I'm not talking about network marketing. I'm not talking about passive income real estate stuff, but I'm talking about offerings. 2025 is the year that I'm claiming that I will be making 50,000 plus a month in evergreen products, online products through ad spends, through other different ways that are going to kick out money on things I've already taught in the field. I do not have to actively go into that to manage it. I don't have to teach it. I don't have to do it. It's already been done. I have so much infrastructure in my business set up that I can use for that. And so as that moves through my energetic field, over the last 6 months, I started really working on being able to hold $50,000 months, $100,000 months, $1 million year in 2025. And I started really recognizing that it wasn't just about believing it could happen. It was about embedding, commanding that command into the energetic field, and then doing the work to expand around it, doing the clearing work on all the limitations. Some of us don't even realize how many limitations we have around money, from ancestral lineage, from our grandparents, from our parents, from our environments, from our own belief systems that we've witnessed in the world, from circumstances that have happened with us, all past life too, driven. All of this is playing out right now. And this is actually a thing. And when we come up against these avenues in our world, like right now, this morning, I'm calling in a $5,000 day today. And that feels aligned. And my job now is to hold the energetic capacity of that and listen to spirit as it opens up ways that this $5,000 can come in. And my job is to take action here. Where most of us have a strategy for business and we're working the strategy and we didn't think about or consider energetics. We didn't think about or consider what's in alignment spiritually. We didn't think about or consider what God or the universe wants from us and our pathway as a soul. We look at our strategy from that coach of mine does life like this, and I'm going to copy their strategy because they made $100,000 in that way. When that whole entire energy may be off in your blueprint. And you are coming up against ceilings of income levels because you keep trying to do it like everybody else and you're not following the calling that's moving through your soul. So I want to encourage you today to start to actually look at the energy of money in your life. Do you believe that you can have it, hold it, receive it, flow with it, be with it, discover it? That's your first question. And most of you, if you're honest, somewhere in there, you're going to say no. Because a lot of the clients I bring into my one-to-one field that we work in like 7-day capacities or 30-day capacities or accelerator containers for me to shift energy in the field. When we dive in on that first call and I ask you, do you believe that you can actually make $20,000 months? Every single one of them says no. Every single one of them. Do you believe that you can be financially liberated? Do you believe that you can do $100,000 months? Because we talk about what is the intention? What do you really desire? And then we drop into the body to be actually like, but do I believe that? And most people don't. Even me with $50,000 months, there was like a, and then I'd be like, holy shit, this is happening. And then that whole energy creates a whole different energetic imprint. Now I'm like, fuck yeah, $50,000 months are the minimum. That's the minimum amount. That's the energy I'm holding in the world. That's the collapsing of time. That's the many people I'm supporting. That is the impact in the world. And next month, it's going to be $100,000 months. Because why am I going to follow a pathway that's like, well, you can only grow by 10% a month? It's like, fuck that bullshit. That's what I want to say. You want $50,000 months this month, and you're willing to calibrate to that, and you're willing to do the work around that, and you're willing to step up into the space and dismantle the shit and let go of the stuff that no longer serves you, and you're willing to do that work, you can have that. Even if you just make $5,000 a month before. And you can double it the next month if you can align the frequency of that. And that's the game we play. That's the game. So I want to encourage you to start to feel into this, to start to allow yourself to be honest with yourself that you're hitting the ceiling here monetarily because of certain energies, because of certain beliefs, because of certain stories you keep playing out. So in order to shift it, you need to change the story. You need to change the frequency. You need to change the imprint on things. That's how you're going to make it through. You could have the best airtight strategy in the world, and it's not going to matter if the energy is off. Because if you don't believe and you haven't fully embodied it and you haven't fully seen it come to life in your field and you bring it in, it will not happen. Or it might take a long time. I have the long time journey in mind, you know, and now I'm like, that isn't the story. This gets to be easy. This gets to be in flow. This gets to be aligned. And on days like today that I'm creating this video for you, I get to ride the wave of this. I have been since 8 a.m. and I was in my bed doing work. Okay, I live in a 3-bedroom house. I have an office. This is a desk. I have a kitchen island. I have a kitchen table. I have a lot of spaces I can work within. But today it was like, we're working from bed today. And I remember 15 years ago when I started the business, I was renting a room in a house and I worked from my bed every day when I started this. And it was almost like I was doing a memoir back to that version of me that started this journey, that had the courage to say yes, that had the courage to invest in a mentor at the time, that had the courage to step up into the space to do the work. So as I laid in bed today with my computer on my lap on a pillow, with my books beside me, with the animals at my feet, both dogs and the cat were in there at one point in time, we were all together in this energetic field and we were creating download after download, content after content, offer after offer. It just flowed. And then I had to pause it to get ready to speak at a summit, which I did this afternoon, and to create this video for you. And then I'm going to go walk the dogs, go into that energy, and then come back into the flow of what I was creating before I go to the gym tonight. And it's like, that's how I chose to do life today. But I chose to do life in a way that flowed with my expansion, that felt aligned for me. In my air-conditioned bedroom, as some of you don't know, I live in Costa Rica, and it's actually getting into high hot season right now. And it's a little bit toasty outside. Even though you're wearing kind of a long sleeve shirt, I'm like, I'm in an air-conditioned room right now. And not that I'm always in that, because I have climatized to this environment. I've been here a few years, so it's like I'm in it. But that was what felt juicy for me today. And I wasn't conforming, and I wasn't doing it like whatever everyone says I should do it. And I wasn't playing out in this mechanism field, and I wasn't blah, 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 blah. I was in it. And I was in it, and I was in it, and I was in it, and I was in it. And it's like, I encourage you today to start to get real and honest with yourself. We are our own limitation as we are our own liberation. Every one of us. There's duality in the earth. There's duality right here. And when you start to feel that, you're like, I have consciously created the life I live right now. And I've consciously created the limitations in my energetic field. And I've consciously created and chosen to say yes to these limitations somewhere along the way, whether it's you birthed into them, which you said yes to when you chose this body and this family, because you knew as a soul coming in, you knew, or whether it was a conscious choice somewhere on your pathway. But you are up against now your own limitations in life, which is creating a limitation in your money flow. And until you break open your limitation, the money cannot flow through. So no matter where you see this video, so this is going to get launched into the ethers on January 23rd of 2025. On February 5th, I'm teaching an experience called the Multiple Five-Figure Month Experience. And if you are desiring to bust out with money, this could be for you. The link is going to be below. If you miss the deadline on this, because you watch this video a year later, you can still buy it as an evergreen product on that same link. So just go to the link and you can purchase the recording of it. But I'm going to walk through this whole entire mechanism on how do you shift this energy? How do you clear this energy out? How do you step into your unique strategies behind this to lead here? I'm going to give you all of it in this experience. And it is going to be well worth this small investment, because it's small investment that you're going to make to create this in your world if you choose to. But all I want to say to you coming off this video is choose the life you want. Make a choice. Decide to change, because in that decision comes a new level of imprint. And that, my friends, is how we change the game. So send you guys out lots of love from the jungle, my Pura Vida experience, and I will see you guys all somewhere along the way.